In India, about 90% of the farmers have farmland. They could be small farmers as well as marginal farmers. That is those who own less than 2 hectares of land. Many farmers think that they can earn good amount of money only if they have good produce, and that is possible only if they have good amount of water supply. But do you know that with less amount of water, less supply of water, you too can earn huge profit? Do you know that you can now have best farming practices and never need irrigation for that? Yes, even without having a proper irrigation system in place, you can still cultivate profitable crops and earn huge profit. At a time when farmers with large tracts of wetland are finding it difficult to turn their farming into a profitable venture, there are farmers who are making profit even with small tracts of dry land. To give you an example, a 73-year-old N.C. Patel, a very small farmer based in Karnataka, has demonstrated that it is possible to earn returns even from dry land. He has earned rupees 2 lakh by growing an seasonal jamun plant on just half an acre of barren land. In his village, he has taken this lead in showing that dry land farming too can be profitable if farmers are innovative. In India, about 90% of the farmers have farmland. They could be small farmers as well as marginal farmers. That is those who own less than 2 hectares of land. Many farmers think that they can earn good amount of money only if they have good produce, and that is possible only if they have good amount of water supply. But do you know that with less amount of water, less supply of water, you too can earn huge profit? Do you know that you can now have best farming practices and never need irrigation for that? Yes, even without having a proper irrigation system in place, you can still cultivate profitable crops and earn huge profit. To know how, you need to watch this video till the end, wherein we will learn in detail about what are the amazing farming techniques for dryland farming. Today, we are going to learn about dryland farming, the importance of dryland farming, what are the profitable crops that you can grow in dry land and you can earn huge profit, what are the techniques that you can use to improve or to increase your productivity. Do you know that in India, dry land actually occupies 68% of the country's cultivated area, and it supports 40% of the human population and 60% of livestock population. It produces about 44% of food requirement. Thus, it has and will always continue to play a crucial role in India's food security. Dry farming or dry land farming refers to an improved system of cultivation whereby the maximum amount of water is conserved by the soil and water management. It involves an efficient system of soil and crop management in the areas of low land as well as uneven distributed rainfall. Dry land requires a great deal of effort to ensure that the soil is not deprived of the moisture. Now, the formation of the soil crust at the surface is prevented by tillage, and it allows the rainfall to seep in and reach the roots of the plants. Here, the soil water evaporation is inhibited by mulching and also the plantation of the crops in the much dispersed manner and in much fewer number of times when compared to what we see in the wet farming. Now let me tell you what is the significance of dry land farming. Why do farmers need to take up dry land farming? Well, let me start by telling you that in India, the importance of dry land farming is just increasing year by year. With continuous growth in the size of the population in India, the gap between the requirement and also the supply of the agricultural output is increasing gradually, leading to a crisis in respect of both food as well as non-food crops. Considering the present rate of development of irrigation facilities and also the water potentiality of the country, it is estimated that at any point of time, 50% of cropped area in India will remain under rain-fed farming system. Such vast areas as of now consume hardly 25% of the total fertilizer consumption of the country. Due to poor level of management, due to crop productivity, it is also very much low, resulting in socio-economic backwardness of the people. Now let me tell you what are all the crops that you can easily grow in dry land. Well, dry farmed crops may include grapes. You can easily grow grapes in your dry land. You can grow tomatoes, you can grow pumpkins, beans and other such summer crops. Dry land grain crops also include, let me tell you, the wheat, the corn, millets such as jowar, you can grow bajra, you can grow ragi, etc., and other such grasses that produce grains. Also, the dry land farmed crops may also include the winter wheat, it may also include the maize, beans, sunflowers, or even the watermelon. Successful dryland farming is also possible with as little as 230 millimeters of the precipitation a year, which is higher rainfall increases the variety of crops. Now, do you know what's an amazing fact? The fact that almost 80% of maize, 90% of bajra, approximately 95% of pulses, and 75% of oil seeds are actually obtained from dry land agriculture. Isn't that just amazing? So if you're a farmer and you think that only with proper irrigation system, if I have that in place, I can grow amazing yields, I can get amazing yields in crops and then earn profit, then let me tell you, you are completely wrong. Because dry land farming can also be your savior. So never underestimate the power of a common land. Now you have understood what is dry land farming, what are the crops, profitable crops that you can easily grow in dry land farming, how you can just depend on rainfall and just store the rainfall water and you can use for the cultivation of your crops. Now let me tell you how you can increase your productivity, your farm inputs, with some of the amazing techniques that you can have in place. So that said, let's now understand what are the improved techniques for increasing the crop production. So the very first one is crop planning. Now crop varieties for dry land areas should be of short duration through the resistant tolerant and also high yielding, which can be harvested within the rainfall period, and then you have sufficient residual moisture in the soil profile for the post-harvest cropping. The second one is planning for weather. Yes, now variations in the yields as well as the output of the dry land agriculture is due to the observation in weather conditions, especially the rainfall. Now, the aberrant weather can be categorized into three types. It can be delayed onset of monsoon. Second, it can be long gaps or breaks in rainfall. And third, it can be the early stoppage of rains towards the end of the monsoon season. Now, let me tell you that the farmers should make some changes in the normal cropping schedule to get some amount of production when compared to getting nothing and just facing the total crop loss. So this is a better option. The third technique I'm going to talk about is the fertilizer use. Now the availability of nutrients, let me tell you, is very much limited in dry land due to the limiting soil moisture. Therefore, application of fertilizer should be done in furrows below the seed. The use of fertilizer is not only helpful in providing the nutrients to the crops, but also it is helpful in efficient use of soil moisture. A proper mix of organic as well as inorganic fertilizers will improve the moisture holding capacity of the soil, and it will also increase during the tolerance. Now the fourth technique I'm going to talk about is rainwater management. Effective rainwater management can actually increase agricultural produce from dry land areas. Application of the compost and the farmyard manure add the organic matter to the soil, and this in turn will actually increase the overall water holding capacity of the soil. The water which is not retained by the soil will actually flow out of the surface runoff. The fifth technique I'm going to talk about is called as watershed management. Now, watershed management is an approach to optimize the use of land, water and also vegetation in the area, and thus to provide solution to problems such as droughts, to problems such as moderate floods, to prevent soil erosion, to improve water availability and increase fuel, fodder and agricultural production on a sustainable basis. Now the last technique I'm going to talk about is called as alternate land use. Yes, let me tell you that not all dry lands are actually suitable for the crop production particularly. Some lands may be suitable for range or pasture management and for tree farming and let farming, for dryland horticulture, agroforestry systems including the LA cropping. All these systems which are alternative to crop productions are called as an alternative land use system. This system actually helps in to generate off-season employment, monocropped dryland, and also to minimize risk and utilize off-seasonal rains to prevent the degradation of the soil and also the restoration balance in the ecosystem. Now, the different types or the different alternate land uses systems can also include the LA cropping, the agri-horticulture systems, the silvipastoral systems, which actually utilizes the resources in better way for increased and stabilized production from drylands. Now, you might say that, okay, I might take up dryland farming. I know how profitable it is. I know what are the crops. But is there any government support? Yes, there is. Let me tell you that the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, which was launched in the year 2015, it came up with the motto of Har Khet Ko Pani for providing end-to-end solutions in irrigation supply chain via water resources, water distribution network, and also via farm level application. There's one more scheme which is called as the National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. Now, this is one of the 8 missions under the National Action Plan on Climate Change that seeks to address all the issues associated with climate change. Besides these, there are many such schemes that are out there provided by the central as well as the state government to all the farmers to encourage them to start dryland farming, because even the government has understood the importance of dryland farming and how much it contributes towards the income of the farmers as well as towards the GDP of the nation. So it's time that you start thinking about starting your own dryland farming. So like I said, do not underestimate the power of the common land. So this was all about the importance of dryland farming. What are the crops you can grow in dryland farming, and also what are the schemes available for you as a farmer to avail if you're taking up dryland farming. Also, if you're someone, if you want to learn in detail about other such farming that can fetch a good amount of return, even if you have small or little land with you, then what are the other farming that you can easily start? Then you should hurry up and download Freedom app, because we have expert in the field. There are so many people who will teach you various kinds of farming that you can easily start. Even if you're a beginner, then it's a great idea to download this app and get started with farming, whether you reside in urban area or whether you reside in rural area. So it gives you all kind of farming ideas in just one application. So hurry up and download Freedom app from Play Store or App Store. Also, do not forget to hit on the like button if you've liked this video and if you found this video quite informative. And do subscribe to the channel for more such interesting farming topic. And if you have any suggestions with regards to farming, then do let us know what are the topics you would like us to cover. And do not forget to hit on the bell icon to get notified whenever we post the next video. Thank you for watching Freedom. Get wise, break free.